welcome back, everybody. Welcome to our mid-season finale in Hyrule. We've gotten to a big point here. A lot has happened, so let me catch us up. One, you have all been adventuring in this dungeon for over 24 hours now. Now, the good news is you all have taken a long rest. So any damage you've taken, any spells that you've used in previous battles, things like that, all of it comes back. You are at full. You are as healthy and as well prepared for battle as you can be. So that's the good news. The bad news is more for Estrella than anybody else. It has been over 24 hours since you have used any medication for your condition. As a result, the lesions on your body, you can feel them getting bigger, almost like they're this necrotic damage spreading across your chest, shoulders, and arms. Nobody around you could ever see this because you wear so much armor and all of these layers of clothing, but you can feel it. You feel tired, you feel hurt, and you feel just a bit closer to death. Now, for you, Emily, I'm going to call this your first strike.
Okay.
You will have 5, which means you have 4 remaining. If you let it go too long without treating yourself, the necrotic damage will become irreversible.
Oh.
Then it will reach a point where you will become a zombie. So that's what you have to just letting you know. Don't go too long without taking little jobs.
Take care of yourself.
If I have to kill you, I will.
That might
Damn.
happen at some point.
Dang.
Thanks. I'm not wanting to. I mean, we can keep you on a chain and muzzle you if that makes you feel better. Exactly. I'd want someone to kill me.
I know, right? Who wants to be a zombie? So
That's fair. That's
we
fair.
haven't had to worry about this.
Zombie.
Of course, Kieran, during the merging of the Triforce for a split second, Kieran's body was overcome with this green. No, was it blue? Green energy. This green energy, and as a result, transformed into what we can only guess right now is the purest form of the hero of time, this embodied spirit of courage, which transformed him into a wolf, a quite large one at that. And Kieran has spent the last few hours in this form. You've all successfully battled through the mimic prison. You have all had a chance to grab gold and gems and rings. Hopefully you all have been keeping track of how many of these things that you have and colors that I've been telling you, because I can guarantee you I have not. But I kind of know what most of you have anyhow. But as you all escaped and kind of found this mushroom grotto where there was water, Yasin was able to refill his flasks of water in order to use for his powers. You all were just exhausted. You fell asleep, and Nim took first watch and managed to stay up for 4 hours. Nothing came, no one that she could notice. She kept a good eye. But as she went to sleep and Estrella took watch, Estrella succumbed to the sickness that she's been battling, and she did pass out and was completely unaware of the pack of gnolls that had crept into your camp. With no other early warning system in place, the gnolls had free reign to knock you all out and tie you up. In case you are wondering, there are 6 gnolls and 5 of you. So there was definitely 1 gnoll for each person in the party. You were all in your sleep, knocked out, and tied. Kieran has been muzzled and has been chained onto a leash and is being dragged. All of you wake up at various times throughout your journey. The first one up, of course, is being a half elf, being a full elf and needing the least amount of rest. She kind of gains to quickest, and you are being carried by one of the warriors, slung across their back, and you quickly notice that you are bound your complete chest. So this rope is just tied around your shoulders down to your waist, and you are your legs are free, but you notice that as you kind of move them a little bit, there is something tying them together, but there's space.
Okay.
So if you needed to, you could walk, but you don't have full range of motion with your legs. As you look around, you can see that everybody else is in the exact same state as you. A rope chain, if you will, tying their legs together just a bit, and their bodies completely entwined in a good thick rope with some nice fancy knots. Eventually, Grim, Estrella, and Yasin all wake up. And when you do, you find that you have all been placed on your knees in front of a very large carving in the wall. This carving is of a woman's face, and it looks like she is crying, but the tears are lava. And you've noticed that all of the lava throughout this portion of the cave that you have ventured into, she is the origin of that. Her tears are a waterfall of this, and they careen down her cheeks, down these kind of shoulders that you see carved, and then get lost into the rock and pool and ebb down. And you can see areas where there's pools and rivers of lava spreading out from her. On either side of her, you also notice large metal contraptions, machines built into the rock face that kind of push and pull the lava inside of these tubes. And you can see these large pistons on top, to the left and to the right of her head, moving independently up and down. And you get a sense that this lava's flow and churning is being almost brought up by these machines, similar to how oil would be brought up from the depths of the ground, that this lava is being churned and pushed out through this statue, that this is all made by some creature. Someone made this, maybe even as an altar. The party is not together when you all wake up. You've been slightly separated. Nim, Estrella, Yasin, you are all at the base of this monolithic statue. Behind each of you is a gnoll. Remember, gnolls are hyena-like people, standing on two legs. They each are around 6 feet tall or more, except for the pack leader. She stands close to 7. This pack leader is holding Grim. And as Grim comes to, she is being chained to one side of this monolith. And you can all see that chains have been embedded into the rock face as if this is a ritualistic altar. This was prepared perhaps for hundreds of years. Grim, you feel your arms raise as you come to fully, and you are chained with actual chains to these hooks above you. And you can smell the putrid breath of this gnoll pack leader as she kind of grins and licks her lips as she looks at you, checking to make sure everything is tight, and then slowly stalking back down next to the shaman. The shaman is in front of the altar. She has a book in front of her on a pedestal. She is a gnoll as well, old, hunched over, her robes covering most of her body. She is adorned with bones and skulls of various sizes and species. If you look, you can see humans and Arakakra, bird people. You can see the skulls of larger creatures like orcs and smaller ones like gnomes and halflings. And they all adorn her like a necklace and a belt. In her hand, she carries a large staff with multiple skulls positioned around it that she shakes occasionally as she reads over the pages and kind of mutters to herself. Kieran, as you come to, your leash is being tied to the opposite side of Grim. You are locked in by a knoll that looks almost dead. You can see his rib cage as actual bones. When you look at his arms, you can see through them. He doesn't breathe so much as rasp towards you, but again, checks the chains and backs off to stand with the others, guarding Yasin, Estrella, and Nim. Between the two of you is an elven woman who you've never met before, also chained to the wall. Her blonde hair hangs down her face, covering her expression, but her shoulders hang as if she's been sobbing. Her pink and white dress and gold armor are tarnished and dirty. Tatters have been ripped into her clothing. On her back, you can see that she carries a bow and arrow, but it doesn't matter because her hands have been tied above her head onto the last remaining hook. And she doesn't even bother to struggle anymore. She just hangs limply, but she is breathing steady. This is Princess Zelda, and you can see Link make a move as if he wants to rescue her, but the warrior knoll behind him quickly hits him on the shoulders and knocks him down, and you just hear Link gasp in pain. And the shaman turns at that sound to look at the 4 party members and then back at her 3 sacrifices. And she shakes her stick and then speaks in this guttural, raspy tone. I did not think we would find all of you so quickly. Fortuitous that my pack is as strong as they are. I can promise this will be over quickly, but painfully. She turns back to her book and turns a couple of more pages, and you hear her mutter, "Ah, yes, yes. We shall begin now."
Beautiful.
There is a hush that falls over the cave. Whispers fill every corner of the cavern. And if you pay attention, the whispers come from the shaman. Her body starts to go in green waves of energy. You see this energy fill up towards her staff and extend out towards one clawed hand as she points to Zelda, Kieran, and Grim. And as she finishes her incantation, Grim and Kieran, I want you to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Before I do that, can I have a question that kind of pertains to the previous episode?
Please.
Actually two. One, what was my level of cognitiveness throughout the entire time of being a wolf? And do I sense the spirit of the hero in my internal thoughts or mind in any way?
Roll Arcana. I will say that you're at full cognition. You know that you're Kieran. You have all of Kieran's memories. You are Kieran as a wolf. Let's see if you sense the spirit inside as well.
What about a 19?
Nice roll.
That was actually really...
You can absolutely feel another presence with you. A spirit that when you kind of close your eyes and look deep inside, glows with this green energy of courage in a shape that reminds you of Link. You see this elven form carrying a sword and shield as a silhouette, and you hear a voice saying, "Have courage, Kieran. I am here with you."
Nice.
Now, how are your wisdom saving throws?
2.
I got 20.
Natural or not?
Not.
Not okay, cool. That's a good roll though. Kieran?
9.
I'm so sorry.
Help me, hero, help me. This is why I asked you.
So I'll start with Kieran. Kieran, you hear this hero of time as he says to have courage. I am here with you. In the next breath that the entity takes, you hear him go, "Ah!" And you feel his pain. And you feel it for
Oh God.
of damage.
How
What
much?
you're feeling, 5 points.
5, okay.
Yep, 5 points of damage. What you are feeling and what you are seeing in your mind's eye is that this entity that has been attached to you is moving farther away, but as he does, he's pulling at your soul. You feel yourself being split in two slowly and painfully. On the outside, the four of you, as you watched Kieran's dog-like form howl and writhe against his chain, pulling at it, trying to free himself, you can see the wolf rip up from him, and underneath you see Kieran on all fours, as if the skin of the wolf is attached to him, and you watch it rip and come back as this spell is trying to draw this spirit out of him. Grim, your experience is slightly different. What you hear is the cries of Alexander as he gets closer to you. And you hear both the screams of a creature, but also the anguish of a man. And that is the voice that sticks with you. And you can hear him going, "No, no, I cannot do this. No!" And you hear it echo through your mind, and you can feel his presence draw closer to you. Instead of watching a soul being ripped out of Grim, the rest of you feel the ground shake and rumble, and you hear the roars of a beast in the distance. These calls of pain and anger. And you feel these rumbles as footsteps getting closer to you all. The finger of this withered shaman points to Zelda, and you hear her raise her staff and just goes, and she is trying to draw from Zelda the creature that should be inside her. And while Zelda screams in pain and her eyes look up and you see this golden light from her, nothing is drawn out. And the shaman stops pointing at Zelda and just extends her arms outward, and this green shockwave comes from her. Estrella, make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Oh, this is tense. All right.
Join us, Estrella.
My wisdom's pretty good.
Okay.
22.
Ooh.
Ooh, she's spicy.
Yeah.
She's like, not today.
You feel this wave rock over you, and for a moment you let the smallest gasp out, and then you steel your mind and your body and you draw everything inward. You can tell that inside of you is another spirit, not the one of your deity, but of something similar to what you see being drawn out of Kieran, a creature of pure wisdom. And you see this form in your mind as that of a woman, similar in shape and form to Zelda in front of you. And in that moment that you take all of your arcanic abilities and draw them inward to shield yourself from the shaman, you see the form inside of Zelda. And it is blinding. This golden aura, this woman, tall and powerful. The only person you can compare her to is your deity when she is in full form. And you see that goddess Hylia embedded inside the body of Zelda, trying to be pulled out. But your wisdom save is stronger than the shaman's magic at this point, and the shaman curses in no. We are the same one. The Triforce is incomplete. Zelda does not possess the other. It must be here among them. She looks to the pack leader, the one Kieran and Estrella and Yasin and Nim know as Shenzi.
Mhm.
And she looks at her and goes, "Find it, or it will be you on the altar. I cannot hold this spell for long." Shenzi takes her club, this large maul, and starts to smack it against her paw, and walks up to the group of you who is all on your knees. And she takes the maul and passes it in front of each of your faces. And you hear her. Just tell me which of you possesses the mark of the Triforce, or I will start randomly killing until I find it. Is it you? And she points them all in front of Nim. Do you possess the Triforce?
Listen, I don't think it's very good for you to just stop killing willy-nilly if you don't know who's who. That's not really a good idea now, is it?
Perhaps not. Maybe. Yasin, give me a dexterity saving throw.
Good.
I'm on a wall. I can't do anything
Mhm.
right now.
Has everybody here seen The Walking Dead, by the way?
So
Yeah.
neat, right?
Enough.
Yeah, well, I don't want to spoil it by saying don't be Glenn.
Oh,
I did it.
oh no.
Too soon.
Can
The
I
best character. Best character.
Too soon. Too
What's your
soon.
roll, Yasin?
I'm trying to pull up my.
His iPad crashed.
No.
Okay, that's okay. I can. What was your roll? I can check your dexterity for you real quick.
I rolled 14.
Okay, let me see here. Your dex save for Yasin is a 3. So a dirty 20. Wait, no,
Ooh.
17. Sorry, 17.
Oh, all right.
Cool. Okay, cool. Here's what happens. This maul comes down squarely to Yasin. Now, he is able to dodge enough that his head does not get hit, but he cannot get his full body out of the way, and it comes crashing down on his shoulder. Yasin, you are going to take 6 points of damage from that hit.
Oh, yeah.
Tim's going to what we weren't done talking yet. Why are you just bashing people? Come on. This there can be more than this.
I need to know who has it. And she swings for Link. Link makes a dex saving throw.
I'm next to Link. Can I move in front of him? I'd move to.
If you want,
I want to move in front.
then you make the dex saving throw for me.
I can't reach.
You didn't even see what he got.
I mean, I could.
We'll update it.
Oh, okay. 10 plus 8, so 18.
Yep, I'll do it. As Shenzi moves this club across, backhands
Uh-oh.
of his, as this maul crashes into the side of your head, boom, and turns your face, and you spit blood. But you only take 2 points of damage.
Right.
Your elven resilience holds strong in this situation. And
Bones of
Shen
steel.
starts to laugh. You have guts, little one. But I can do this for hours and not break a sweat. How long can you all last?
I
Gonna
thought
actually try to
time crunch.
Well, she's on a time crunch. I'm not.
That's what I'm saying. That's what Grim is saying from the water lava
Get up
fountain.
on my feet, since we were all kind of on our knees.
Yeah, the knoll behind you is going to move to like force you back down, but Shenzi holds up a claw and goes, "Oh, better stand."
I can do this all day. So,
Calm down, Mr. Rogers.
Aye. And you barely you barely watch her move. And you see a claw come around, and you hear her go, "Oh, no." This claw moves so quick, there's so much force behind it that you are unable to dodge in this moment. And the
okay.
left side of your face is racked for 17 points of damage. She rips your cheek, and there is just blood pouring down the side of your face. And you take that hit and you stare her down.
Oh.
But Shenzi takes the blood on her fingers and starts to lick it off. And as she does, she looks to Yasin and Estrella and Link and goes, "I'll kill her first. She pleases me. This would be a good fight if she wasn't tied up or the bearer of the Triforce can reveal themselves and end this now.
Uh-oh.
Can we start
I have a
playing
question.
battle mode now?
I have a question.
I'm sorry.
Is my Triforce mark, is it on my zombie arm?
Did it melt off?
Yeah, like can you see it? Or is it like
Well, I think you have gloves and stuff on.
Yeah, it's underneath the gloves. I will say that it's not on your zombie arm if you want to keep that a secret.
oh gosh, Nim.
I'm going to just spit out some blood and be like, huh, how do you know I'm not the one? You just wanna kill the sacrifice. Is that what it is?
And you see, roll persuasion with advantage on the shaman because the shaman can hear everything.
Oh, I'll do it.
I'll be back.
Okay. They both rolled 16. All right.
Okay. Nice.
And I got +1 for persuasion, 17.
Okay. The shaman moves closer to Shenzi, and you hear her whisper, "Don't kill the sacrifice. Did you check her body? It most likely would be on her hand somewhere, or an arm." And you see Shenzi sort of like cower a little bit, and you see her tail just kind of gently tuck in between her legs just a little bit. And you hear her go, "I'm sorry, master. I did not think that the bearer of wisdom would make such stupid choices. That's why I attack without thinking. It won't happen again, I swear. See that it doesn't." Shenzi turns back to you and goes, "You wouldn't happen to have the mark on you, would you?"
Going to actually use my I'm gonna kind of like push my right arm forward, the one that's marked by the gem.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know why don't you check?
Because of your persuasion roll and the fear that Shenzi has over her master, Shenzi's going to do this. And she's going to come down onto one knee, because she has to get that low, comes down to one knee and looks at your hand and sort of, and checks it.
Actually down there, can I like do a full like, I don't know, I can't kick her, right? Have no range of motion. for
You
that?
can't kick with one leg. No, whatever you do would have to involve both legs at the same time.
The question is, how ninja are you?
Or how? No, it's not ninja. It's WWE.
Yeah, like
There's a metal chair suddenly.
Jessica, use your forehead.
Just do the 2 legs.
Your Iron
the drop
Nation
kick.
works.
I might be works. Trying to think of the best way to do this. Sorry. I want to do something.
I mean, we're not initiative.
I like the headbutt thing. Let's do that.
Okay.
It's always a good move.
I'm gonna headbutt a knoll. It's gonna suck.
You are going
Oh.
to know.
With your busted face? Okay.
My busted face, yeah.
Well, that's here. This is here. It's all
It's a
good.
different part of the face to bust. Jessica.
Break your
It's gonna hurt.
roll to break your AC.
It's gonna hurt. Yeah, no.
What are you gonna trip?
Unarmed strike.
Unarmed strike.
Oh.
Yep.
At 16.
And that'll do.
Woo.
Roll damage.
Damn.
Your unarmed strike damage. Like a 6 or is it 8? 1d6. Yeah, because monks actually have a plus to their unarmed strike.
Okay.
Must be nice.
10.
Yeah,
Shit.
right.
Hey, that's a good hit. Okay. Here's how we're gonna play this. First, I gotta bring my notes up so I can actually take tally of this amazing damage you've done against her.
With a headbutt.
With a head, it's not just any headbutt.
The
That's-
headbutt of justice.
Oh, just
Yes.
of revenge for your face. They're gone
The
again.
moment where she realizes that you don't have the mark. You don't have the you can't see
You would
That
have
she
to
can't-
move some bindings though.
Oh.
You would have to remove some of my wraps to see my arm.
She's not gonna do that.
Oh, okay.
She can just tell both from smell and from sight, just enough. But it doesn't matter because in the moment that she's bent down, your head and just half of your body just boom, just in this like unceremonious, disgustingly brutal bow, boom, right on the back of her head. And you just hear this gorgeous crack that just echoes throughout the cavern, and Shenzi just boom, and comes up slowly, cracks her neck. It's on, bitch. Boom. And Shenzi just shoves her forehead into you. She does have to break your AC with her attack. But this is an impromptu battle between the two of you. So she is
Headbutting battle. So stupid.
Sorry,
this is 11 plus 5. Yeah, go ahead, Dawson.
I was gonna say, sorry, Yasin, you're no longer Glenn. Apparently Nim is the self-proclaimed proposed Glenn.
I mean, yeah, like holy shit. Yasin's just like
Which one of us is next to Nim getting the residual blood splatter on them?
I'm in front of Link, and then you're next to me. Yeah, then you're next to him.
Oh, am I next to you? That's good. I'll try to heal you in a bit, babe. That's
No,
that's
you're
right.
right. I can feel myself. Okay, don't worry about me.
Guys,
Hello?
they left us alone.
Are you good?
Jessica died for real. Oh no!
They're just like creepy expressions of staring.
I know.
Yeah.
You're just
I
like,
feel a little shocked.
Okay.
Oh, they're back.
Oh, they're
Oh
back
my
there.
God.
Oh, there we go.
What you forget
Oh no, they're gone again.
Oh,
So guys, how crazy is this episode? This is wild.
Right?
so crazy.
I wonder if they can still hear the audio while they're frozen, and they just
I
wonder
don't
what-
think so.
why we're fucking
Oh,
around
wow.
in the middle of this.
Yeah, trying to figure out what's going on.
Wait, there we go. Are we back?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you are.
Okay, cool. Hold on.
Oh no.
I realized why. We're good.
Where did you guys leave off?
A lot.
You're about to get your head smashed in.
Okay.
Okay, cool. We're good. We're good.
Okay.
All right. I know why it happened. We should be good now.
Not touching things.
I know. So as she gets ready to do this headbutt, Nim dodges. You know, your monk training takes over. Your fight or flight is just as high as it'll go, and you open your legs to move out of the way, and you do. When you watch her head kind of roll by, you see this spittle and this gnarled fangs just as she comes past you. But your movement is too wide. You forget for a split second that you are tied, and you trip, and you land on Estrella, who is able to prevent you from falling over, but the
I got
two
you.
slam into each other. And Estrella, you bolster and hold her up, but of course, some of that blood just splatters against your armor and everything. And Shenzi pulls back, and you hear the shaman going, "Stop playing around and find the one. I'll do it for you." Does anybody want to do anything in this moment? Grim.
Can I see if I can get my ring? Like, oh wait, my hands are up here, not behind my back.
Nope. Now, I will tell this to my spellcasters. Think about your spells and whether or not they require hand movement. Your spell will tell you how it is conjured. Is it vocal or is it through a gesture? If it's gesture based, none of you can cast those spells because your hands are tied up. If it is vocal, you can utter a spell. So I'm gonna give you that as a thought because I know that you're new. So I want you to be able to think, just because you're tied up doesn't mean you can't do anything. And even if you're tied up, it doesn't mean that you can't break yourself out of it. You just have to think about how. how are we going to break free? Rope is easier than chain. Hint.
I have a question.
Yes.
I'm in chains.
Since I still kind of am leaning against Estrella,
Mhm.
I want
No,
what
no.
I'll tell you what I want to do. We'll see
I'm
how
fight
it
it.
goes. I want to get crumbs to crawl onto her, start
Oh.
chewing at her rope.
Roll animal handling.
Okay, I want to Eldritch blast my chains.
Okay.
I don't know how they're gonna work.
Yo,
Well,
hope you
because-
don't have a bad roll, because that's gonna end very badly if you do.
A little
Yeah.
it's all good.
You can have
I
two
was
metal
gonna take-
arms.
I knew when I was
Two spellcasters, two different ideas. I was gonna take this in a very different direction, but I'm more excited to see what you have. I was gonna see if I could calm emotions this bit.
No. I want emotions still high and like pointed at me, but that's it.
Okay, Death Wish, whatever you
All
want.
right, so Eldridge blasting your chains. This ought to be fun. So an Eldridge blast is it's instantaneous, and it doesn't look like it requires any kind of a movement. So yeah, that seems right.
That's why I picked it.
Okay, so you want to blast your chains? Are you blasting the shackles on your wrist? Are you where are you aiming this Eldritch blast?
My hands are up in chains. You said hooks?
Yeah, so think of like a ring above.
Okay.
And that's where your shackles and chain are hooked into those rings that are embedded into the rock face. Very traditional medieval torture chamber.
I guess.
Mhm.
Mm,
I'm afraid of these are hiding people.
oh my gosh. I guess I could try twinning it and hit each side.
If you want to spend a point to do that, you can.
I don't know. Because if I just get one free, am I just gonna be hanging like this?
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay. Anywho, I guess I will try twinning it for each side.
Okay.
Mine was 15,
15. Okay, cool. Roll your attack damage, not attack damage, but roll to break the AC on the chain. Roll for each attack. See if you actually can land this hit where you want to.
I got 18 for the chain.
Okay, so that's 1. What's your second attack?
20.
Ooh, nat 20. Nice. All right, so that crits. Roll damage. So roll damage for one chain, and roll damage for the second chain and double it. So go ahead and tell me those numbers first. What's your first chain's damage?
Wait, what?
What's your damage on
With
first
the 10?
Yep.
1d10. Oh, son of a whore. That's 1.
one? Okay. Roll damage on your next one and double your number.
Oh, I'm absolutely using that.
Okay, this one says 12.
That was not a D10 then.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I don't know where my d10 is. I swear this is
It
the
looks like
only
the
one.
one. It looks like the same as the. No, that's a 12. It looks the same as the one with the 20s and the 30s on it and stuff like that.
Oh,
But it's the other one.
this one?
It's like this one.
So yeah.
It?
There you
Everybody's
go.
like,
Everybody
that
here.
one.
I don't know.
All right, go ahead and give me a roll. Give me a
I was
roll.
like, how is it 12? This is a 10. Okay, it remains a 1 at the first one
Okay.
and a 4.
Okay, so that's 8. So here's what happens. Nim, your rapport with your rat is strong, and it already senses your anxiety and kind of smell the danger coming off the knolls. And so as you kind of lean forward, Crumbs just instinctively wants to kind of reach out and grab onto somebody, and he grabs onto Estrella and kind of crawls around behind her. But you just kind of get a little, and Crumbs just kind of looks at you and looks at this rope. And at this point, you've known this forever, but if anybody could see this, which the Knolls cannot at this point, this is not a normal rat. Either through training or through a little bit of mysticism, this rat's smarter than the average rat, and immediately starts to work on the knot at the base of this rope tangled mess. There's a knot in there, and Crumbs starts to work on it. Now it's going to take Crumbs a couple of minutes, maybe like 2 to 3 minutes, to make it through this rope and kind of loosen Estrella from the binding. It's going to take a little time to work that knot. Now, as this is happening, Grim, you just kind of as best as you can, you sort of dig and summon your arcane energy, and both of your hands just kind of, and you try to travel up the chain and get to where the hooks are. One shot misses wildly. It kind of ricochets off the chain, doing 1 point of damage, but the other one hits true, and you sort of feel this like lightning charge kind of, and you get purchased, and you can see the rock and rubble kind of being cut away by this magic, and you can feel that that one's looser, but it hasn't fully released yet, but you know that you have loosened it up a bit. However, your using of magic has alerted the shaman. Eldritch energy is not something that you can hide. And so all of the Knolls instantly look to you, and the shaman is pissed. And she raises her hands,
Of course.
staff in one hand in the other, and she yells, "Enough!" And as she brings her hands down, another arcane wave rushes out from her. Estrella, Grim, Kieran, I need all of you to make wisdom saving throws with disadvantage.
What's disadvantage?
You roll twice and take the lower number.
Oh, that's bullcrap.
This is called the DM taking control.
So
Move the story along. 6.
16 was my low roll.
I'm impressed.
15.
And, Estrella?
I think
Say it again.
The
15.
second thing is that I wasted a nat 20.
Damn.
A 15 for Estrella. The for this one got considerably higher because the shaman's on alert. And so at this point, Kieran, as the lowest roll, it is at this point that you can feel the wolf fully rip from your body. And as it does, this excruciating pain, it's as if you actually had flesh being pulled from the bones and muscles across your body. This takes 12 points of damage as you feel this other soul pull from your body. And as you look up above you, you can see this spirit form, this wolf, hovering in a kind of an ethereal state, trapped in kind of a vortex. And you hear the shaman cackle, "Yes, yes."
Question.
Yes.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
As I'm kind of like in this state, I'm looking over at Zelda's reaction and response. What is her reaction to everything? Because she's still changed up there, right?
She is, and her reaction will be last. We'll get to it last. Grim, you hear Alexander again, but this time he is close. You feel him almost at your shoulder, and you hear him whispering, Grim, please, don't let them do this, Grim. I don't know how much longer I can hold it back, but you have to get them out of there now, Grim. Please, don't waste time. And the rest of you hear this howl at almost the cave entrance behind you. And you can hear these footsteps walking close. It is in the same space that you all occupy at this point. Estrella, try as you do to keep the pain at bay. Your hand shoots forward and up as if it's being pulled towards the altar, and just grimace and grit, and you try not to let pain happen, but Shenzi sees you, and she sees this moment as you reach out, because Crumbs has managed to free the knot, and you pull forward. And Shenzi grabs your arm, and I want you to make a strength check, because I imagine you're going to resist Shenzi.
Yes. Oh, that's not good. Oh. 15.
Shenzi's base strength is 17, so
Oh,
I won't even roll. No point. Shenzi grabs you and literally tosses you towards the altar, and you land right next to this column where the book is being held. This pedestal, this dais. And you can feel, as your arm stretches out, you feel this spirit of wisdom pulling from your body. And Shenzi shakes her staff, not Shenzi, sorry, the shaman shakes her staff and brings it down again. And at this moment, you feel the spirit fully rip from your body. And in doing so, causes a whopping 12 points of damage.
Yo, we gonna die.
Can I attack the
Good fun,
shaman?
y'all.
We've had a good time.
We'll get there. Yes, you can, Grim, and we'll get right to that. And so now this spirit flies out from you. Your skin rips and pulls and tears, and you see this
Yeah, now I got 2 fucked up arms.
you see this entity pull forward and hover above Zelda. And it's at this time that all the power of the shaman rests on Zelda. And she starts to chant. And as she does, Zelda starts to cry.
Oh no.
And whisper a small lullaby to herself over and over. And you can't make out the words, but Zelda's lullaby just starts to fill the space as she sings in Hylian. And as she does, this golden aura starts to rise from her. And the thundering steps get closer and closer. Grim, you want to make an attack roll on Shenzi, or on the shaman?
The shaman.
The shaman, yes, the one with the staff. You can do so, and this will be the last free action that I give for attacks back and forth before we enter initiative. So go ahead, give me your best shot. What do you want to do? You're rolling an Eldritch Blast. I think what you doing? Eldritch Blast? Eldritch Blast? No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn! One more time. He's like, I want you to do an eldritch.
I don't know. I'm like, what's your spell? Yeah, see if you can break her AC.
Okay. I
Yes.
got. What's hit points again on the spell?
Hit
Was that
points is your HP. What you want to do is break the AC.
Okay, well, I got 19.
19, nice roll. That breaks the shaman's AC. Roll damage on your Eldritch Blast.
Okay. I got the right one this time. Come on, you piece of trash. Oh my gosh. It's a 1.
Hey, it's a powerful
Throw
one.
away that dice.
Take that one.
I know. I want to throw it away.
Dice jail forever.
That was one. Okay,
Dice
cool.
jail forever.
So again, as all of this is happening, you take advantage of the moment and you crackle this eldritch energy at the shaman. But she is in this almost godlike state as she channels all of her magic into literally pulling the goddess Hylia out of Zelda and utilizing the power of courage and wisdom to help her do it. As your Eldritch Blast lances for her, she tries to deflect it with her staff and causes it to just cut across her cheek in a ricochet. Blood trickles down one side of her fur, and she looks at you and she goes, "Your presence is no longer required." Roll for initiative.
Okay. Oh, by the way, random question.
Yeah.
The 19. The ring and gem, are they still inside of my body?
Yeah, they are. Oh, they
Okay.
are.
That's why I was laughing earlier because I thought of that.
They're in your deck. They're working their way out.
Where do I see?
The very first page, and it's up here.
Can I like
The power of the ring or the gem, you might need to turn a certain body part towards the enemy to release it. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, it has been swallowed by the wolf, so it is still technically inside you.
That's
can I
Also-
do go ahead.
All of you are tied up except for Estrella. Everyone's tied up right now.
Where's Crumbs?
Crumbs is on the ground next to you. Like literally,
Okay.
as
He
the
jumped
ropes
off.
as the ropes go, he's kind of on the ground. He's going to start making his way towards you to kind of get back into your pouch.
Oh.
Yeah, you're all tied up, so keep that in mind.
Kieran's first words as a human, I need to take a shit right now.
Oh my god!
A moment of stunned silence from everyone.
All
The
right, so-
lava lady stops weeping for a moment.
Yeah.
Stops.
all right, give me your initiatives.
5.
10.
Wow. Okay, hang on. 5 for Estrella. That's
We can count.
you just can't roll high. Cool. 10 for Grim.
I take that personally. Wow.
I'll put you here.
Wait, do we add anything to those?
Yeah.
You, at the top, you'd have
Plus
a plus.
initiative.
You have a plus to initiative, like a 1 or a -1, depending. It's actually next.
21.
21.
It's next to what?
The
It'll be
armor class.
next to your armor class, your AC.
I'm calling off the wedding.
I have 0.
Dang, Yasin with the big roll. Kieran.
19 plus 3, so 22.
Ooh,
Hey.
with a bigger roll. Here.
I got a bigger one.
And Nim.
8.
18. Okay. Cool.
Hey, I'm like partially on meds right now. So.
It's okay. Am I supposed to know what that's from? Because I don't.
No, it was just me being stupid.
I love it.
Okay, so I already pre-rolled for the Knolls before we got here. So this is actually pretty good. Everything's spaced out quite nicely. Kieran, you are up first with Yasin on deck. Now, Kieran, here's what's happened to you. As the wolf form is ripped from you, this was a leash that was tied around the neck of the wolf and pinned up to the wall. As you feel the spirit ripped from you, and as you can kind of stand to your feet, the leash is still around your neck, but your hands are free, and you can grab your weapons. No one has been unweaponed. You've just been tied up.
Is it like a hanging, like, or is it more of just like a there?
You have some slack. Since the wolf was physically lower than you, as you stand up, there's some slack. So you're up first with Yasin on deck afterwards. Still tied up, Yasin.
And spatially where the crowd is of figures, what do we have on the playing field?
So let me go ahead and pop on the tavern lights here. Oh, just to make this easier to see the board. We no longer need lighting. We're in initiative. So Kieran, you are right back here.
Mm-hmm.
Next to Zelda, on the other side of Grim. You're probably about 5 feet from Zelda and like 10 to 15 from Grim. If you move down the map, the closest to you is going to be the shaman, and she is about 5, 10, 15, about 20 feet from you.
Making eye contact with Link specifically.
Okay.
How is he processing this whole thing, by the way? Quick off, and then I'm gonna actually go to try and double slash Zelda's chains and try and get her out of it.
Okay, nice. Look at you going for Zelda first. As you look at Link, you can see that the fear that was in his eyes at watching all of you getting ripped and torn and the Triforce being pulled from your bodies has turned into pure determination and rage. And you can see behind his back this kind of motion happening, like he is trying to cut his ropes free to try and pull his knot. He is struggling and trying to get free, but he makes eye contact with you. And the two of you share a moment, this almost battle sense that passes between you. And you watch Link just nod at you. And as you do, you swing for the fences as hard as you can. I want you to make 2 attack rolls against this chain. See if you can break its AC.
Sorry, 16.
16 for one, good. That breaks.
And a nat 20 for the second one.
And you crit on the second one. Go ahead and start rolling damage. Grim, ask your question.
Oh, so nobody ripped anything from me, right?
No, because Alexander already took that. So what you're feeling is his part of the Triforce drawing closer. He is the embodiment of power now.
So do I still have the Triforce symbol on me at all?
If you look, you do not.
Then why am I chained to the lava fall?
Dang.
They thought
These are all good questions.
I
Anyway.
know.
I rolled a 6 + 2 and an 8 + 2. So that's 18.
Yes.
Yeah.
so. Was your 8
Between the
+ 2? I'm going to give you your 8 + 2, 10. I'm going to double that as 20 because that'll be your crit. Because why not? And then 6 + 2, so 8. So that's 28 damage. Here's what happens, Kieran. As you, I mean, how do you want to do this? You break the chain off. Is there any special way you want to do it?
Slashing it so that basically it's are all the chains connected, by the way?
So each chain, you can, as you look up, you see they're all individual rings that are held up there. Each chain is connected to an individual ring. Zelda's the only one who's like doubled onto one hook.
I want enough chain to swing on.
You can do that. And so
So-
as you move, your swords are razor sharp and your instincts lightning quick. And you flick once and twice. And as such, the chain breaks right above her wrists. And you just watch her body slump and her arms fall to either side of her.
Catch her.
And you still, you catch her and you do so. She falls into your arms and you see her looking up at you. And as she does, you see blue lines moving across her face, not following her veins, but instead making a pattern across it, slowly moving its way till it's around her forehead.
Oh,
And she's still muttering the lullaby, and her eyes are closed, but she is alive and free. And the chain is definitely swingable.
floating trapped entities, are they responding reactionary? Do I have any kind of psychological connection to that entity still, or is it gone?
Huh. Roll religion.
Okay. 12.
With the 12, you get a faint sense of the wolf's pain, and you can hear the entity, this person, this man screaming. But other than that, there's no other connection that you can seem to establish with the entity above you. What you do notice is that it is now moving closer to this golden form that was pulled just barely out of Zelda. You can see these tendrils still connected to points in her body, but you see them merging together. And as they get closer, you can see that the gold ball is taking a shape and turning more into a woman. And that will end Kieran's turn, unless you want to try and make any kind of movement against your chain.
I'm actually going to utilize action surge, which gives me an additional action on my turn.
Okay,
Once per short rest.
do it, man. What do you want
And this is going to hurt me because I know there's a noose around my neck. But I'm gonna drop one sword and pull out one of my hatchets that I have that I haven't revealed that I have, because I haven't needed to throw anything yet. And I'm going to actually use the chain to swing and hit what's the knoll that's right in front of them's name?
The one in front of Nim?
Shinri?
Shinzi,
Shinzi.
pack leader.
I'm going to swing at her and like just swing into her with no intention of landing on my feet because I know I'm not. Keep a hand here, and I'm gonna throw my axe right at their chains of Nim and Estrella.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna hang for a minute.
You're definitely gonna hang. I want you to make 2 rolls for me first, because I'm gonna let this hatchet one work. Rule of cool. I want to see this shit work. This is a great move, but we're gonna see how bad you're gonna suffer for succeeding at this.
Okay.
I want you to make a Constitution saving throw and a Dexterity saving throw. You can decide what is higher.
All right. Well, that's not that one. And 18.
So which one do you want to be 18? Con save or Dex save?
Dex save, because I'm not gonna land on my feet with this one. I know that already.
Good choice. As you fly out and kind of use this chain from Zelda, you get just the right angle and you toss this axe, this hatchet, and it flies through the air. Shenzi just watches it go past her, dumbstruck at like, you missed, but you weren't aiming at Shenzi. And Nim catches the glint of the hatchet and moves just enough that it just slices right across, and Nim is freed.
Thank you.
This chain catches your throat as you are at its furthest point, probably about 15 feet out. You can get in. Boom! You feel it yank you back, and it yanks you back hard. And you take, oh, look, you only 5 points of damage. It's not bad. Not bad. You take 5 points of damage from this clothesline. As you fall, you see yourself heading towards a river of lava. There's just a little crack that's going, and you're going right towards it, but you manage to kind of yank yourself on the chain and just barely land next to the wall, similar to the position that you were in, and you avoid taking any lava damage with your dex save. Now the board knows lava damage is a thing. If you see it
Yes.
on the field, it is really there. You will have to make a dex save to see if you can get around these little rivers of lava.
Does that mean I'm already dead? Because it looks like I'm laying in it.
Nah, you're not dead. There's a little cool side.
The metal arm just sinks.
Zombie Grim is about to come out.
Little did you know that you're doing the splits over a pool of lava right now. You have
Yeah.
been for the last
I
20
was
minutes.
doing all the work.
So,
And I don't even have to sign.
Yasin, you are up, and the pack leader, Shenzi, is on deck.
Lord.
Do something.
Oh, man.
Well, I gotta break free because ain't no one throwing hatchets at my chain.
It's okay. I'm still hanging.
I think
from mommy
you're pretty far. I don't think my chain would have reached that far.
Yeah.
Oh, he's the farthest out.
Let's
Your
see.
position.
So I guess I'm going to chains though. That's pretty hard.
I thought y'all were ropes.
Yeah, they're ropes. You're chained.
I'm
Oh,
chained.
You're ropes,
Yeah.
baby.
Oh, I have ropes. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you
So I
have
can,
a sword.
like, I can probably
If you
strong
want
arm
to do a
it, right?
strength check, yeah. if you
I
want
can
a
do
strength
that.
check,
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Alright.
hold it.
roll strength. Roll. Give me a strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw. Okay. 22.
Wow.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun. So, Yasin, you just kind of dig deep and you find this kind of spot in the rope. You know ropes, you've been around ropes all of your life. And you know exactly where this knot is weakest. And as you kind of feel that, you push against it, your back and shoulders and arms flex, and you hear this satisfying ripping sound as you rip against this knot. And just all at once, the cavern hears your call. Ah! And you just burst free, all Hulk-like, out of this rope, and you just heave for a second, and you are free. Now, you still have your movement, but that did count as your action, unless you choose to action surge, like Kieran did.
Can I do that?
Because you're both fighters, so you can both do it.
You're a fighter.
Oh,
You
I'm a
took a
fighter.
short rest. You do it once.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I'm going to action surge and. Ooh, that's a good one. I'm gonna pull out my crossbow and try to shoot the shaman.
Okay. Roll to break her AC. Let's do it.
Damn, I should have been a fighter.
15.
That will do it. Roll damage.
Yes.
You got my D8?
Oh right. I was about to look. 2.
That's okay. The shaman, she's on her game. It's hard to hit her. No joke there.
Okay.
So as you ready your crossbow and fire out a shot, again, you see the shaman almost flex, and as such, this shock wave of energy just kind of pulls from her like a shield. And you watch this arrow pierce through the shield, but slow down a bit. And instead of kind of hitting its mark, going for the base of the neck, going for that kill shot, instead, you watch it kind of stick into her shoulder. And you just watch her reach around and pull it out. And when she bleeds, you see that it's starting to turn black. What once pooled red is now pooling black out of her, and she doesn't even flinch at any of the pain. Do you wish to do anything with your movement before the end of your turn?
Yeah, I probably want to.
Yeah, you're right.
Let me see. Where is like the end of this cavern? Like how far away can I get away from the knoll that's right around behind me?
You can go anywhere you want. You're close to a wall edge this way, but you
Okay.
could move forward past the lava weaver. You could move backwards. You could move to your character's right side, taking towards Nim and in this direction.
There's lava there. And then, so wait, is that who's that? The one where Yasin is facing, where Yasin's right. Yeah, that one.
It's Estrella.
This is Estrella here.
That's Estrella. Okay, so I'm gonna get next to Estrella.
Okay. As you do so, the archer that's behind you gets an opportunity of attack. So we're gonna see if he can get your AC, if he can reach it. It's really hard to do on Yasin, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna get
luck. 19.
an 8 plus 5, so that is gonna be 12, 13. Yeah, I know, whatever.
Woo!
As this archer, as you leave his path, he kind of pulls back, knocks there, and you hear this thing flying behind you, and you just duck, and it passes over your head, and you hear it snarl, and as it misses, and you make it right next to Stroke. And that will conclude your turn. Next up is the pack leader with Nim on deck. The pack leader is in a one-on-one battle with Nim. Has been since the start of this encounter. And Shenzi watches you get freed by this flying hatchet, and she's like, "Good. Would have been too easy if you were tied up." And you watch her, and she's going for a multi-attack. Shenzi, as a pack leader, can do 3 attacks.
Fun.
A bite, and then 2 hits from either her maul or slasher. And she's gonna go for 2 maul hits. So first I got to try and break your AC. The 16 plus 5.
Yeah.
Bite breaks. We're gonna go for the maul. That is a 4 plus 5, 9. Nope. And the next maul attack, another 4 plus 5, so 9. So the mauls miss. I'm going to roll damage on that bite. That is a D4 plus 3. Yeah. That is a 2 plus 3, so 5 points of damage. So Shenzi comes in, and she just sinks her jaws into your arm because you raise it up to block, and she just bites, but you pull free. And you take those 5 points of damage. As she goes 1 and 2, you just sort of sidestep 1, flowing with it, 2, moving them all to the side, and you stand ready in front of her. Nim, you're up next.
Question. Would my staff still be a melee weapon? Or is that considered like is a sword?
No, it's a melee weapon, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, melee. The shaman's on deck, just in case anybody's wondering.
Okay, so she's after me.
Yes, the shaman is after you.
I like to know these things. Okay. Do I have my weapon ready, or will that take an action?
I've been letting everybody ready their weapons. So
Oh,
you can
okay,
do
okay,
that.
okay. So I'm gonna take out my staff,
Mhm.
and since I'm in it with Shenzi, I thought about attacking the shaman, but I'm in it with Shenzi.
The Shenzi's in between you and the shaman. You still have to get
Yeah, so
around
I
her
have
to
to
do
get
it.
around her. Okay.
She's got a good defensive
I am
position.
going to hit her with a if I hit her with this melee weapon attack, I also want to do a stunning strike.
Okay.
Which uses one of my key points,
Okay.
which will, if hits her, stun her until my next turn. So she'll be stunned for her next turn.
Okay. And there's no way she can roll out of it. If you hit it, it stuns automatically.
Con saving throw.
Con saving throw. What's my number to beat? 14. Okay. See if you can break her AC. Are you doing 1 or 2 strikes?
2.
2
I
strikes.
can.
All right. Let's see. Let's
She
see.
tried
Which...
to hit me twice. I'm gonna hit her twice.
Hell yeah. She's trying to hit you 3 times. You're going for it.
Well, I can't hit 3 times. Okay. 17 plus 5.
Yes.
No. I'm sorry. Plus 8.
It doesn't matter. The 17 beat it.
Okay. And then one more.
Uh-huh. It's 1. That's okay. 1's your first one. No worries. So yes, you do a stunning strike. When am I beating on a con save? 14. Does she beat a con save throw? She does at a 17. Woo, spicy. So you go for this first hit, and you watch Senju just kind of like lean back, and it just passes right in front of her. But you just set up the second one overhead, boom, and you come right down on her, and you just crack. And this is a hard hit. and you almost watch her buckle, but then she raises up and looks at you and goes, "Huh, good, good." What's the damage on that hit?
Okay, 8.
8. All right. Nice hits. Well done. Anything else you want to do movement-wise with your turn?
No, I'm good where I am.
Okay.
I'm good where I am right now.
Nice job. It's the shaman's turn with a warrior on deck. So the warrior is going to be this guy over here with the spear, who's actually not near anybody right now. The shaman is going to continue casting her spell. But as she does, she shakes her staff and brings it down for another shock wave that emanates from her. This is going to be considered a what do you call it when the room does things in a fight? It's layer action. Yes, this is going to be, so she triggers the layer actions. Just so you all know, she only has 2 layer actions that she can trigger. This layer action is targeting all bearers, past and present, of the Triforce. It is a wisdom saving throw. You guys have been doing this already. This is her bag of goodies. So I want everyone to give me a wisdom saving throw. The number to beat is a 14. You need to beat a 14.
I'm gonna make it. I'm Chico. Wow.
17.
Okay, Kieran save.
17.
Okay.
What is it?
Gotta beat a 14, Grim.
Gotta match us with 17. You gotta do it.
I got 13.
Come on,
13. Kieran and Estrella, as this wave reaches you, the two of you steady yourselves. You almost grit down and it passes over you. Kieran, you can hear the wolf form kind of scream a little bit of this as if it took the brunt of the hit for you. Estrella, you can see the spirit of wisdom getting closer and almost absorb into the golden light of the goddess Hylia. But Grim, you see Alexander. You're the only one who can. And his monstrous demonic form is literally right. I don't really have anything to represent him. But he's like right around here, if you will. Oh yeah, Alexander.
Whoa. It's like Final Fantasy with the giant pumpkin.
You see him there, and instead of screaming, you're just watching him get dragged towards the form of the goddess Hylia. You've watched wisdom get sucked in. You know from magic that Alexander is fighting a temporal vortex of energy that is drawing him into the center point of the goddess Hylia. Moving on to the warrior. In his position, the warrior is going to move to defend the shaman. And that is going to be a 5, 10, and he's going to turn. And he's going to make a spear attack, which is a 10-foot reach, against Link, who's kind of behind Nim right now. And of course, Link is still tied up. However, let's see, because I said Link was doing a little choppity chop, and let's see where Link is on this chop chop. Okay, he's progressed somewhat, but he is not free yet. He has not found the knot. He's just loosening some of the bottom kind of rope edges, and you can see his knife kind of working behind his back. But this Knoll reaches for one attack against Link and rolls a nat 20.
Oh,
Unable to move, Link takes this spear. He just kind of looks up and just takes it right into his left shoulder, and you watch it pierce and then come out the other side as this creature just sinks into this attack. And the damage roll is going to be a d6 plus 5. Double, that's a 2, 4, plus 5, 7, 14. Yeah, nasty when you double it. And that's 14 points of damage as this spear just kind of, and the knoll is going to hold that spear into that wound. He does not release. He just leans in and sneers at you. And that will conclude the knoll's turn. Up next, we have Grim, followed by the dead-looking knoll that Kieran saw chain him up, the flesh gnawer.
Okay,
What you got, Grim? What you got?
going to try one more fucking time to kill the shaman.
Hey, you're gonna try an Eldritch Blaster. Cool.
No,
No, okay, I mean, all right.
No.
Whatever attack you can do that doesn't involve big hand gestures.
all I have to do is point a finger, and I think I could do that.
You can definitely point a finger at her.
Hellish rebuke.
Ooh, hellish rebuke.
She has
You
I had
can.
a cameo last episode. That was
All
pretty
right.
cool.
Let's see. I need a
smite her.
smiter.
Smite her.
And I rolled a nat 20.
Oh!
Damn. Damn. Okay. Okay, so I need to make a dex saving throw. And you don't have to roll it, but I'm gonna allow it for shits and giggles. So that you can crit this one. Because there's no other way to crit this, so why not? Let's see if I can at least deflect some of this damage. I have to beat a 16. That's your save on this. Fuck. I did not. Roll your damage for me. So that is 2 d10s, but you're casting this at a 3rd level.
3.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your 3 d10s of damage. Go ahead and do that. Remember, whatever you get, double it. So I'm letting you crit it with that nat 20.
I mean, I don't think it's a butt ton, but like, still better.
A metric button.
28.
Shit.
Nice.
Okay.
Dang.
She's not dead.
She's not yet.
She's not dead, but holy shit. Okay, 28.
That hag best be almost dead.
She's got more
Tired of
life.
seeing her face.
She's got more life than you think. Her and the pack leader are the ones that are going to do the most damage to cars. The others, they'll die quicker. Just throwing that out there for you. But you just point at her, and there is a darkness that fills your face, and you can almost hear Alexander laugh as he watches this power flow from you. And it's just this almost a wisp of darkness that comes out your finger, and then just blast this powerful red and black energy that completely takes the shaman by surprise. She turns in the direction and just, and you watch her try to deflect some of this energy, but her clothes and flesh and fur are burning as she just stands against this hellish rebuke, and you take 28 damage from her. And as the spell passes, you see that at her feet, she is standing in a pile of burned fur, molten rock, and her skin is charred, and she's breathing heavy, and she looks at you, and she raises a finger, and it's the middle. You've done a lot of damage. She is hurting. She has got a lot going against her, but she is still in this fight.
Did that have any effects to what's happening to Zelda?
It did not.
So she's not the actual source of what's happening anymore.
Next up, after Grim, unless you want to try and like run and pull yourself against the chain.
I do want to try to pull out of them or something because this is
Yeah,
just.
I'll let you do that. I'll let you count as your movement, and I want you to go ahead and as you run, just roll strength. Give me a strength saving roll. What does the Italian woman say?
You'd woman say.
You're like, you keep doing this.
Oh,
Mamma mia.
Mamma mia.
I have to double check.
Mamma mia.
3.
Yeah, you run against your chains, and no matter how hard you try, you just, but you cannot break it yet. You still feel the same one give. The same one that's been weak gives, and it maybe budges a little bit more, but you're not free on that right arm just yet. And that concludes your turn. Next up is the Fleshnar, followed by Estrella. Estrella, you're on deck. The Fleshnar is the one right behind Link, and why not? Link looks like a juicy treat right now, being skewered by this spear. The Fleshnar is going to come from behind and is going to move to just bite into his neck, literally just sensing blood and wanting a little extra. That is a 19 at the Fleshnar roll. That absolutely breaks Link's AC. And so we're going to do a d6 plus 5 damage. That is 5. 5 plus 5. 10 points of damage already on Link's, 12 points of damage earlier. 22 points between these two gnolls as one shoves that spear and the other digs into his neck. And you hear Link just cry out, the second word he's ever spoken to this party. Same word, by the way.
Seeing a pattern.
I'm seeing a pattern. And that will conclude the Fleshnar's turn. Literally, you guys are watching Link being impaled and eaten right in front of you. I'm just saying.
I didn't know he was impaled.
Scarlett, you are next.
When did he get impaled?
It's the other spear guy.
The spear guy went for him and rolled a nat 20 and critted right through his shoulder.
Dang, I missed that, or I would have done something else.
Scarlett, you are next.
Damn, that's
You are
crazy.
free, by the way. Link is on deck after you.
Okay. Oh, I want to help Link. Oh no.
So where you are is here. You would
damn.
have to make it past Shenzi to make it to Link. You would incur
Okay, and-
her attack.
Where's the shaman from me?
Right next to you.
Right next.
Okay, perfect. All right. I'm not going directly after the shaman, but I want her staff.
Okay.
I want to get that staff out of her hand. So I am going to use my spiritual weapon at 3rd level. And I want to try to okay, I don't want it to be a lightsaber this time. I want it to be like in an old Looney Tunes cartoon where they're trying to get someone off the stage and it's
Are you talking about the cane?
I
You
want to
want a
pull it out of her hand. I want to.
You want a shepherd's crook?
You want to yoink it?
Yes. I want to
Okay.
yoink it.
Yoink it.
Yoink.
All righty.
Looney
Okay, so first thing you need to do is I need you to break her AC, and then
Okay.
we're going to get to a strength battle to see if you can free the staff from her.
Okay. All right. 15.
That will do it, just barely, but you did it. Roll
Okay.
damage on your spiritual weapon. It's gonna cast some kind of damage against her, but let's get that out of the way.
Yeah, it's 1d8 plus my spellcaster, which is 3. Okay. That's gonna be 10.
Cool, nice. That doesn't scare me at all. 10, nice. She looking bad.
gonna come for the shaman.
She's looking rough right now. So you take this crook and you sort of lance it out from your hand, and you watch it extend in this ray of purple and golden energy. And as it crosses in front of the shaman, there's these sparks of electricity that come from it. And she's already in a hurt state, and it just licks at her wounds and her open flesh, and this black blood just gushes from her, and you hear, "Ah!" And you watch her hand just shake on the staff. Your crook moves around it, and you pull. Let's see who wins. Roll strength for me. With
Come on,
Come on, Strella, beat an old lady.
Beating
you have
up
to beat a
old people.
14. Beat a
Beat an
14.
old lady with a stick to get this.
2 rolls to do it.
Natural 20! It's a natural 20! Look! Look! Look!
Oh my god.
Woo! It's a natural 20!
Amazing.
As you feel the shaman trying to resist, you just yoink, and boom, this staff flies out of her hands. You hear her, no! And it, boom, and you catch it. And as your spiritual weapon dissolves, you now hold the shaman's staff in your hand.
Oh my god.
I've been chasing this high.
I just start hitting her with it.
You watch the shaman
Headshot.
wither a little bit and collapse to one knee as she looks at you. And she goes,
Oh, that is not the only source of my power. But I commend your grit, girl.
is there anything else you want to do with your turn?
Yeah. I'm going to move. I'm going to try to help Zelda. So I'm going to move up there closer to her, avoiding the lava.
Alrighty, so what's your movement? 20, right?
It is, yep, 20.
That'll put you right around the altar here. You're
Right.
about 5 feet from Zelda, so you could definitely do something in your turn pretty easily. As you move, the shaman is going to use her second layer action in this moment as a reaction.
Oh no.
I need all of the bears of the Triforce to make a wisdom saving throw. This time you have to beat a 16.
Waste of my nat 20.
Damn.
No, dang it. I need it for what comes next.
So Kieran rolled a nat 20, right? All right.
Actually, I'm gonna like open my mind and embrace it and try to like almost
What is it?
like invade, like see if I like with the waves, like ride the wave back and see if I can gain any information.
With a nat 20, I'm gonna let you do that. Yep.
22.
2 rolls here. 22.
19.
Hey, all right. So none of you take any damage from this final wave that lances and reaches out to all the bears. All of you resist, shrugging it off. Alexander moves a few feet closer, being drawn into this. And you see now that he's no longer able to root himself in ground, Grim. He is slowly being dragged, but much slower due to your resistance. You have about a turn and a half, give or take, before Alexander gets sucked into Hylia. Kieran, you let yourself open up to the eddies. And as you do so, you hear the wolf cry out, "No, you fool, don't!" And the wolf spirit gets sucked into Hylia with no anchor to hold him in place, with no one there to resist. While you shrug off the damage, you let it flow into you and through you. As a result, you, for a split second, can see the eddies in the magic. And all of this chanting and all of this ritual, you see your own soul drawing to Hylia and the wolf. You see Grims. You can see this giant creature that is Alexander being drawn towards Hylia. You see the spirit energy from Estrella. And instead of seeing spirit energy coming from the shaman where you think it should be, it comes from the book on the pedestal in front of her.
Damn. I forgot there was a book.
And that concludes the shaman's reactionary turn. We're moving on.
I just need someone to get me free.
I
Can
got you.
do I have to wait till my turn to like let the team know that what I've discovered?
No, they can. You can let them know right now.
I'm just gonna scream and like because Kieran's not doing so hot right now.
Yep.
He's like the book and like kind of falls to his knees a little bit
Oh, damn.
Okay.
and points
And I'm
to
gonna
it.
say I need to get to Alexander.
All right. Here we go. Link is up next, followed by the archer and the wizarding. This is gonna be fun.
Goodness, man.
These two guys back here will be next after Link. So Link is going to use his turn to try and free himself because nobody gives a damn about Link. So Link is going to make one more roll against this. And that is an 11, but that'll do it in the state that he's in. So Link takes that dagger and just frees himself out of it. As he does, the gnoll biting him backs off, and Link just grabs the spear and pulls it out of him. As he does so, he readies his sword and his shield, and you hear him yell, "For the glory of Zelda and Hyrule, I will take each of your heads."
Damn.
Link is going to action surge, and he is going to go for the gnoll that impaled his axe. And he is going to do his 2 attacks. 1, a shield bash, and 2, he's going to move to slash this thing's head off. Let's see how he does.
Come on, Link, roll well, please.
Please,
Shield bash is a
God.
natural 20 from Link.
Yes.
Going for the sword strike. That's a 13 plus 4, so that will break the AC on the sword strike. Let's roll some damage.
Yes, Link. All right. My little Link is growing up.
Baby boy.
Shield bash doubled. Link has a +5 to that, and so that is a 3, 6, 5, 11. That's 11 damage on that one. He's going to go for his sword strike. Link rolls a 1. That's going to be a 12. 17. 17 total. You're right. That would have been double. 17 total. This is what you all see. If Link were a player, I'd ask him, how do you want to do this? These gnolls don't have super high life. It's only the pack leaders that do. You watch him rush forward and stun this gnoll. With his second hit, knocks this thing to the ground with this crit shield bash. Over his body, he raises his sword, shoves it into his head till his hilt hits the jaw, pulls it out, whips the blood off, and goes, "Who's next?"
Getting pretty vocal.
Wow, he
My God.
great. All right.
That gnoll is dead. Link is going to take his movement and come around to cover Nim in her fight with Shenzi. The archer and this withering, this 2-daggered gnoll in the background are a little bit frightened by the power that they see Link just exhibit in this moment, this hero of Hyrule. And they both flee. And they move to flee the battle, no longer wishing to fight, watching the shaman just get her ass handed to her by Grim. Link took out another one, like, that's
Feel like we're out.
and they are out of the fight. 2 gnolls run away in fear. I will remove them from the fight roster, and we are now up to the top, which is Kieran, followed by Yasin. Woo!
Let's see. So Kieran is going to first off Use second wind.
Okay.
Once per short rest, you can do a bonus action to regain 1d10 plus 6.
Yep.
Of health. Because
Do it, man. How much health do you get back?
I get, is that 14? Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Math.
I was gonna go after the shaman. I like it.
Yeah. Okay. So that's my bonus action. My actual action, I am going to go after, I'm gonna like swing myself out towards the book and then cut my chain to release myself, so I'm gonna land straight on it
Okay.
with the
Alright.
goal of like flipping the sword and stabbing it. Not necessarily for like an attack, but like to like pin it down and grab it.
All right. Roll to break the AC on the chain.
16.
That'll do it. Roll damage on the chain.
Let's see. 9.
Yep. That'll break it.
Sweet.
All that you've been doing to it. So here's what happens. Kieran just kind of leans back against the wall and you just run and push off. And as you reach this 15-foot radius on the chain, knowing right at the moment it's going to snap, you kind of have your hand ready behind you and just slice at its most taut moment. And what you can't see is that the hook, the link in the chain has been pulling, and right at that moment, you slice through what's left of it, easily sailing through the air. As you reverse grip your sword and come down, I want you to give me a dexterity roll.
Just a dexterity roll.
Yep.
Raw roll.
Raw roll.
12.
Did you add your dex modifier to it?
Dex modifier added, that's 15.
Okay. With a 15, as you come down, you pinpoint this book and you can see the shaman. She's kind of almost reaching up towards you. And as you come down, her hand is between you and the book, and you stick through both of them. And you can see her black blood just flowing over the pages as she is pinned to the book now, taking some improvised d6 damage from this.
Ooh.
A mighty 5.
Wow.
Yeesh. What a roll. I suck tonight. Okay, she's hurting. She's hurting bad. You can see that this took a lot out of her, and she falls to her knees. And she looks at you and she goes, "You can't stop this from happening. I won't let you." And that will conclude Kieran's turn. Yas.
All right. I'm going to switch out my crossbow for my scimitar,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna scoot on over to.
You say that so casually.
I'm
We're in a
just-
fight. I'm just gonna scoot on
I'm
over.
just gonna scoot on over to Shaman and give her a little what for.
You scoot on over.
And I'm going to go for my signature triple attack
All right.
or double attack.
Go ahead and roll to break her AC.
Kieran's crouching on the book like, good teamwork.
Good stuff. That's a 7.
The first one won't hit, but you got 2 more. You got 2
Oh,
more
thank God.
strikes. Remember, each strike is its own roll.
All right. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't think any of those. I did a 7, a 1, and a 6.
Wow. Hey, that's okay. It happens. You know, sometimes.
That's okay. I
couldn't-
know this well.
I
know
couldn't
this
get it up.
I still love you too, Eli. It's okay. As you move forward, you are trying to finish off this shaman. but she has started chanting under her breath. Kieran can hear her and just hears this guttural, and as she does, this green aura just ebbs and flows from her, getting bigger each time. And as you come against this shield, you can't seem to penetrate through it despite your best efforts, and it just grows bigger as she chants. Next up is our pack leader Shenzi, followed by Nim. The pack leader sees this fallen shaman, and she starts to just freak out. And no, I can't. And she is now surrounded by Nim, Yasin, Kieran, and Link. Each of you have literally a place around her and are within an attacking range. Not knowing who she should go for, she lances out in rage over the shaman's body to try and break Kieran's sword and get it out of the shaman's hand. In this fit of hysteria, she'll be rolling with disadvantage against Kieran's AC. 3 attacks. Attack 1, 12, and 12. Does 12 break your AC?
Nope, 16 is my AC.
Alrighty. Second one is a 15, but I rolled an 8, so second hit does not count either. Last one is a 7. That's gonna be a 7. So there it is. Those are the lowest rolls.
Oh no.
She reaches over to try and strike you. She trips up around the shaman. She is unable to get a hold, and she's literally over the shaman's body and entered your range of attack. If you want to take an opportunity of attack against Shenzi, you can. So
Me?
can Link, so can Nim, so can Yasin.
You can take an opportunity.
Would you
Oh,
all
any
like
of
to
us
take
can.
a chance,
You
an
demon.
opportunity of attack with her hysteria?
Yes. Yes, please.
Yasin, will you be taking opportunity of attack?
Yes.
Kieran, I know Link will.
Kieran's gonna take an opportunity to defend.
Okay.
A life for a life.
Ooh. Are you defending the shaman then? Or are you
No,
defending-
I'm defending Shinzi.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know.
I spared a life. I have to fulfill that duty.
Okay. Link, Nim, and Yasin, give me your attack roll.
Redeem myself.
Link rolls a nat 20. Link's on fire tonight. I don't know what the hell's wrong with Link, but
19.
okay. 12. Kieran, I want you to make 2 d20 rolls and add them together for me.
Ooh. It's 18 and a 16. What is that? It's 20, 34.
Yeah. Yeah, 34. Okay. Make your damage rolls. All of you broke. Link critted. Roll damage. $20 damage from Link.
Oh, damn. Oh, roll damage.
7, we're up to 27. Yasin, what's your damage?
Which one? D8. Oh, okay. 4.
4, 27, 29, 30, 31, and you had 34. So here's what happens. It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun math. All 3 of you move in to strike. And from the other side of Shenzi, Kieran's second sword is a blur. And you watch him deflect Link, deflect Nim, and deflect Yasin's move, quick, and then bring his sword back over her body. Is there anything that you want to say?
I'm just gonna say, a life spared. Yeah, and then I'm gonna actually like kick her out of the way.
Into the lava?
And I'm talking to her.
Mhm.
And I'm just gonna say a life spared does not go this. I don't know how to say this. Let me think.
A debt paid?
Yeah, a life spared, a debt paid. There you go. And then I'm gonna kick her across the room, get her out of there, and tell her to run.
Roll persuasion with advantage.
A 19.
That'll do.
Well, that's not what. +4, so 23.
Hell yeah. Shenzi watches these attacks. She knows that this would have brought her to the brink of death because she was completely undefended and hysterical. And she sees your blade just move like lightning. And she is in awe. And she is terrified of what this group and what you are capable of. And as she hears your words, she looks at you and gulps, and she goes, "Thank you. I'm sorry." And turns tail and bolts out of there.
I hope she trips in lava.
And you see her following the path of her other two pack members as she leaves. There is only the shaman and her undead creature left in this fight. And Nim, the turn is yours.
Sorry, guys.
Free me! Oh my god!
Yeah,
If
we
I
really should
If
freeze
it fall
Bria.
any longer, I'm going to kill everybody.
I mean, you just did a hellish rebuke from your chains. You're fine.
You're fine.
What's Nim gonna do?
I'm not really gonna stop Alexander.
What I want to do, I don't know, I feel like Kieran is inspiring me not to like kill her right away, but like also at the same time.
Well, he defended Shenzi, not the
Yeah, I
shaman.
know, but like, you know.
Kill that motherfucker or you're next.
What do you want to do, Nim?
Alright, I'm gonna step up to the shaman.
Yep. Nothing in your way.
If you give her a hug, I swear I'm done.
Just hug it out. You just gotta hug it out. That's all I know.
No, what I was going to do is I was going to take my staff and put it under her neck and
Okay.
pretty much threaten her to release the spell, or I want to like threaten the staff the neck pretty much.
Break her AC, and I'll let you get in that position.
Okay, 15 plus 8.
That'll do. Her AC is a 14. As you come up from behind her slowly, you take your staff, bring it under her neck, and as she chants, you hear her. "Ah!" What do you say?
Release the spell and my friends, or you're done.
Roll intimidation, please.
You have high intimidation? Or persuasion?
Intimidation.
Okay. Yeah, it's a dirty 20.
Okay. At this moment, initiative will end. You watch as everything about this powerful shaman slacks. And she gives up and gives in this moment. Nice. The undead creature gurgles as she releases its grip on its bones, and you watch it just falls to the ground dead. It was always dead, but now it really is dead.
Oh,
Only mostly does.
She reaches her hand up and just flicks her wrists and little bits of magic come out, and Grim is free, the only one who is still chained.
I take my sword out of her hand before she does that, so it doesn't become messy.
Well, one hand. The other hand is still firmly on the book. However, you still see this form of the goddess Hylia above. And Grim, you can still see Alexander moving towards it.
Mhm.
You hear the shaman say to you, Nim,
Your friends are free. Take them and go. Leave this place.
I'm going to tighten up a little bit and say, break the curse.
Whoa.
Fine. Fine. The only way you can break it is with that gem in your possession. Give it to me, and I will have the power to undo this.
Tell
Don't
me when I'll do it myself.
don't do it. Don't do it.
It's magic far beyond you, little one. I'm bitching.
you know.
The entity inside is ageless. It could undo anything. I cannot stop it when I blade in motion.
Insight checker. As I crouch down and look her in the eyes.
Slapper.
Yeah, go ahead and roll insight.
Can I run?
18 plus 4, so 22.
Okay, where do you want to run, Grim?
I want to run to Alexander.
You can. Yes, there's nothing stopping you.
Alexander's here with us?
And so you run to Alexander.
Oh.
I'll see what happens when that happens.
Yeah, so you've been sleeping?
I'm not gonna lie.
Can I
was
touch
looking
him?
at
Is
an
he
email.
tangible?
We'll see. I'll let you know.
Why was it?
Here,
Because he's not trying to help us. He's trying to.
you can tell
He's all power.
that she's lying.
That's just the blade.
Not fully, only that she's lying about something.
I twist the blade in her hand.
She's getting closer to death, by the way. I won't even bother to roll damage for it. She's getting closer to death. There's not much she can do.
It's not intended to like do
Yeah.
damage, but just like to sting it a little bit.
Fair enough. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
She screams out in pain.
Can I roll in, like, do I know that if her hand comes off the book, something bad will happen? Or, okay.
You'd have no way to know that.
Let's just cut her arm.
I mean, it'll be in
Figuring out
pieces.
what you're doing there. Grim, you run up to Alexander's form, and he's gone from trying to lean back against it to leaning towards it. This hulking, shadowed, beast-like form is taking slow steps. Boom, boom, as he steps closer to Hylia. You reach your hand out, and you can feel his arm and his wrist. And if anybody else could see Grim, right now you look like you're trying to talk to Hal in his giant bird-like form. You're just
Oh.
this small person against this giant creature with your hand resting upon him. And he looks down at you. And he just... And you hear pain in this low growl, but a sense of comfort at your touch. What do you do, Grim?
How far away is his face?
He's sort of bent down low enough now that if you wanted to, you could reach up and touch his face.
Okay. I'm going to reach up to his face. And I'm going to say
Maybe come.
the contract and see if he responds.
Ooh.
Contract. What about it?
You want to make a new one?
What the hell?
Okay. Grim reaches out, grabs his face, and kisses him.
Roll Arcana. With
This
advantage.
is taking all kinds of turns.
Jessica,
Interesting.
Jessica just fangirl. I feel like that was a fangirl.
Oh my
I ship it. I ship it. I totally ship it.
goodness.
20,
Ooh.
Nat or not Nat?
not Nat.
That's
Oh.
okay. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Kieran, Nim, Estrella, Yasin, Link, you are all around the shaman. Have you decided what you want to do with her? This spell has not stopped yet.
I want to look up at Kieran and be like, just kind of give him a little knowing look of, she telling the truth, or do I need to end this?
Not quite sure. And I'm just like staring the lady in her eyes. The book, does it have any like increased magical aura coming from it, or is it just about the same, or is it diminished in any way? Is it like what we're doing working, or is it not?
This is an ancient tome. You can't tell what it's about because it's fully laid open. But anybody with an inkling of magical ability can tell that this book almost houses an entity inside. It has its own source of magic coming from it that the shaman was probably just tapping into and directing, not controlling entirely.
Maybe one
Does
of
it, do I have to do a check in order to see if it's hostile, or if it's like just a kind of like,
It's neutral.
oh yeah, neutral?
It is 100% neutral alike. It does not care one way or the other. The shaman has simply used it in this moment to cast a spell from its pages.
I'm gonna hold her still, but I'm gonna tell Kieran, take her hand off the book.
I'll pull the sword out and step down off the pedestal because I'm like basically crouching on it.
Yep.
But I will like keep the book within range just in case. anything
Yep.
goes south.
And you watch her pull her hand away, and her black blood has oozed over the pages. And the book is unharmed. As you pull the sword out, the book's pages mend as if nothing had happened.
I'm going to kind of push her to Yasin and be like, yeah, hold on to that for me.
Yasin, you gonna hold her? What are you? That a no?
Walk away.
Wait, what?
Where are you going? What are you doing?
What? Oh, I'm throwing something away.
Okay, that's his move. He's just like, nah.
So Nim
Outta
foxed
here.
the shaman towards you and said, hold her. Are you gonna hold the shaman?
Oh, yes.
Roll the
Whatever.
great see.
Roll that break the ice.
You got my metal one?
Let's see. Let's see if something crazy happens. 14.
That matches. It'll go to the attacker, in this case you. So as the shaman is thrown into, she tries to escape. She wants to leave, and instead you grab and pull her back, and you wrap your scimitar around her, and again hold her at the neck. Fuck. And she's trapped there. Nim, what did you want to do?
I'm gonna walk up to the pedestal. That doesn't matter anymore. I'm going to take out the stuff
Okay.
that I have. I'm gonna look up at Kieran and just go, God, I hope this works. And I'm going to put both hands on it and put it on the book.
Which gem is this? This is your special gem?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
As you do this, the entire world freezes. You can see Alexander. And as you turn and look, you see as Grim is reaching up to touch his face and bring it to her, and it pauses. You can see both the beast and the man. That is Alexander in that one moment. You can see your friends frozen in time around this book. And you can see a small little creature sitting on the book. Almost like a hobgoblin, but small. Just a tiny little hand-sized little green guy just right there on the book. And he looks up at you and speaks with a voice way deeper than someone so small should have. I was wondering when you would let me touch the book. And to your left, you see Lord Snooty with his wing wrapped around his stump, looking at you.
I need to break this.
The spell within its pages, the one causing the goddess Hylia to be bored, trapped, yes? This particular spell, is that what you want? And he leans forward, this creepy little thing, just getting closer, going, yes?
I don't have to be weird about it, but yeah.
I'm sorry, it's been so long since I've talked to anyone other than that dragonborn over there. As interesting as he may be.
Not that bad.
He's really not, but we're not here about him. We're here about you and this book and the power that comes from it. What do you want? Tell me.
I want to break this curse and save my friend.
Ah, save your friends. Another layer to the bargain. It's not just about breaking the curse. You want them saved as well. Yes, all of them. Even him over there. And he points to Alexander. The demon, this half-born creature, delicious as he may be, him too.
He is part of my friend. Yes.
Interesting. And her, the one they call Zelda, she's not a friend. Can I have her? Oh, I see. Yes. Magic always comes with a price, dearie.
No.
Takes a note.
The shaman.
She has power. Should be sufficient enough.
Sacrifice. Hmm. Wisdom saving throw.
Spooky.
Bravo,
Oh my
Chris, by the way.
God.
Bravo, dude.
This
Okay.
all just shuts off.
18.
Power goes out in armor.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
18.
18. Very high. Fine. Done. It's a good deal. I like it. We'll speak again soon. Call on me when you need me. I'll always be here for you, Nim.
That's not creepy at all.
Ha! And he claps his hands. And as such, the world pops back into existence. many things happen in this moment. Grim, as you kiss Alexander, a new pact is renewed between the two of you. One not born out of the fiend, a creature that is subservient and battles against you, but one born out of love, out of a mutual bond. And as such, your power increases, and you can feel Alexander return to you, and you can sense the spirit of power, this Ganet that had possessed you and was tormenting Alexander, pull free from his body, unable to compete with this new pact that the two of you have. And as you break the kiss off, you see Alexander in his human form, and he smiles at you, and he goes, "Ah, fucking time, really." And he winks. The others near the book watch as the shaman disintegrates. You see her melt skin, muscle, flesh. Yasin, she is turning into a puddle in your arms and just sloshing at your feet.
Stop that.
She doesn't even have time to scream. And Nim, you feel the blackness crawl just a little bit higher up your arm as you put away the gem, and the book turns and closes itself. You all turn to see the goddess Hylia and watch as the three forms of the Triforce pull out of her. And you watch her form descend back into Zelda. And the Triforce rises higher into its pure form. And you see the three triangles take shape above Hylia and Zelda. And then you hear a voice boom through the cavern. And you see the top of the Triforce pulsate red. "I will not be denied my body." And you see it shatter. And the red Triforce shoots up through the cavern. And you feel it shake as another cave-in is about to happen.
Oh,
What do you do?
We got to get out of here.
Yeah, we gotta go.
I'm gonna ask Alexander if he's strong enough to move us.
I think so. Not far, but somewhere safe. Yes. I think I can do this once. If Estrella's deity is willing, ask her if Lunas will join with me for a moment.
Yep. Lunas, help. Help us.
Spirit bomb.
Spirit bomb.
Spirit. I was like, oh.
That's amazing.
Oh, Grim, don't get don't like that. We're just old friends from college. And you see Alexander take a form.
Deity call.
Now all of you can see Alexander. Smartly dressed, very suave, white hair. But there's a new scar that you now see on him as well, Grim. And it's this beast claw that rakes across his face. It's not unattractive, but it's new. And definitely something that looks like it might have caused him pain. He walks forward, and Estrella, as you called your deity, she appears as well. And you see her look at Alexander, and all of you can see her deity in her this golden radiance, this tall astral elf. Alexander, so nice to see you again. I take it we are to leave quickly? Yeah.
I'll do it myself, but shit happened. So just make it quick. Don't touch me too much. I wouldn't dream of it. And she puts just a small finger, just like the tip of a finger into his palm as he holds it out. And as the two touch, this whirlwind of energy just flows around the party. And in an instant, a blink, you go from the cavern to a hallway. Alexander and Lunas are gone. And this hallway has two directions, left or right, that can lead to chambers. They're ante-chambers, if you will. Along the walls are written words in Hylian, scratched as almost a spell would be. All of you who recognize magic can see kind of the mark of a spell and then crossed out and a new spell being written. And the spell takes shape and scratches on the wall, written in blood, written in various pigments, and it spreads around in both directions. It's almost like a mathematical equation. Zelda and Link are not with you, but the party is. And in this moment, hang on, prep it, gotta prep it. Y'all know what's coming. But in this moment, you hear both Lunas and Alexander say, "This room holds answers. Steady before you move on. There's a long road ahead. And I'm not going to fucking die for you again." And that is where we will end tonight's session.
Yeah. Epic.
I am so impressed with your